This episode is brought to you by Vinitaly International Academy, the toughest Italian wine program. 1,000 candidates have produced 262 Italian wine ambassadors to date. Next courses in Hong Kong, Russia, New York, and Verona. Think you make the cut? Apply now at vinitalyinternational.com.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Each week, she travels to incredible wine destinations, interviewing some of the Italian wine scene's most interesting personalities, talking about wines, the foods, as well as the incredible travel destinations.
Ciao ragazzi, welcome to Italian Wine Podcast, and this is the On the Road Edition. We are in Barile. It's in Basilicata with, of course, Elena Fucci. Ciao Elena.
Ciao, 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 bene.
Elena, so where is Barile exactly? Because when we think of Barile, I think of pasta.
No, it's Barilla.
Yeah, but you know, it's close. It's just one
same. It's same. It's same. It's same.
Word, right? Barile. I'm thinking like, you know, Parma, whatever, but we're in Basilicata. So tell us where we are.
Yeah. Here we are in the part north of Basilicata, on the Mount Vulture. The Mount Vulture is an old volcano extinct, and Barile is my town. It's a small town on the Mount Vulture.
Okay, so and what is kind of the famous, I would say, city close to Barile?
Close to Barile, in this part, Basilicata have two provinces, Matera and Potenza. Okay, Potenza is the north part, and now we are in the Potenza province.
Right.
Matera is the south, the part south of Basilicata, and is under part. Barile is near Melfi, for example, and Melfi in the past is a city where lived Federico II di Svevia, most important imperatore in South Italy, and we have a castle in his house in the Melfi, and Melfi is most famous. Barile is a very small town. It have a very old origin. It's a Greek origin and Albania origin.
Albanian.
Yes.
So your family has Albanian region as well?
Yes, because my family is born, my mommy and my daddy born in Barile, and they have in Barile, every people have all the origin.
From Albania?
See, from Albania. And we speak here, a special language is Arbresh.
Is it like a dialect?
Arbresh is like a dialect, but it's another language. It's totally different than
it's a
dialect.
language.
Yes, it's a language, and it's a Greek and Albania old.
Oh, you're kidding! So do you speak that as well?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes. That's
so I know that, you know, of course, we did a small pasta lesson with your mom and dad today.
Yes.
And that is that an Albanian dish?
See, yes, is a old Albania dish, and the name is Tumac Matulje.
Tumac Matulje. I kept on saying too much, but tell us what we had made. Tumac.
Tumac is the tagliatella, and Matulje
in Arbresh.
Yes, in Arbresh. And Matulje is with the bread, with the...
Okay, so we made that today. So that's very, very interesting. So listen, Elena, I know that your grandfather passed last week, right?
Yeah.
And how old was he?
95-year-old.
I've seen few producers before getting to you this week. They know him. They had met him, especially like Gianfranco, Fino, etc., and spoke, of course, wonderfully about him. You had a special relationship with him, right?
Yes, because I returned to work with him because my mom and my daddy are a teacher, and when I decided to study viticulture and enology and agronomy, I returned to work with my grandfather in Barile. And my grandfather is a very funny person. So he worked in the world because when he's young, he going in Venezuela, in Caracas, and he worked in Caracas. And after work, he returned in Italy, and he buy this property where his father working. It's a very
this house
and the vineyard.
And the vineyard, yeah.
Father working here for the big property.
So in a way, I mean, you've started the winery in 2000, but it's really also your grandfather who gave you that possibility because he bought the land and he started also making some wine, right? Small quantity of wine.
He making a small quantity of wine for the family, but it's a very good wine in the past for the people, because the people know this.
What was his name?
Family wine. Generoso.
Generoso. But he was known as Roso.
Nonno Roso. Yes.
Nonno Roso.
For us, it's Nonno Roso because when we are children, I and my sister and my cousin, is a very long name, Generoso, for the children, and Nonno Roso is more simple.
So you have two siblings, right? Two sisters.
Yeah.
But they're not in the wine business.
No, I'm oldest. My sister Rossella is a doctor, and
what about your other sister?
the other sister is 10 years younger, and she studied literature, all the literature in Pisa.
I wanted to ask you, this label, can you tell us what this label is all about?
Yeah, the Titolo is our classic wine, and we produce 30,000 bottles with a 6 hectare of vineyard, and only Aglianico del Vulture is Aglianico del Vulture 100%. And with a 6 hectare for our DOCG is possible to produce 60,000 bottles, but we produce exactly half, and because we control, select the grapes before and after the harvest, and we work only for the high quality. In the last 6 or 7 years, we start with a new project with a special edition of Titolo, and are the label, the different color. And we have the new entry is the Rosé Pink edition, Titolo Pink edition. We produce only 900 bottles. After we have amphora, vinification and aging in amphora, and we produce 900 bottles. And after Superiore and Riserva are DOCG, and we produce only 400 bottles. For label. And the last project is the Sheg.
Completely different, right? So you didn't call it Titolo, why?
Is another project because in 2016, 4 friends of my grandfather decided to cut a very old vineyard, 70-year-old vineyard. And I and Andrea decided to working for this vineyard because for is impossible to work. They are very old, 93, 94, 96-year-old, and for today is not is possible to work in vineyard. I and Andrea working the vineyard for day, and with a grape we produce another wine. Sheg in our language, in our dialect, Arbrecht, is a pomegranate, and is a symbolic in Italy is a reborn, symbolic of reborn, and exactly this wine is a reborn for this old vineyard, and we with the old vineyard with this grape we produce a wine for the young generation, for the young people. It's a little bit smart.
Yeah. So and how many bottles are you doing of that? 400
and half.
Yeah, so 400 and 900 seems to be your magic number in a way, right? Yeah. How did you come up with this logo?
The logo is my name, E and F.
So the E, the horizontal line.
Lines is E, and line is F.
Aha. Okay. Then you have this like thing going on the wings. What is that?
Because we with my father, in 2000 when I start, we think a label, and after we think a logo, and only E and F for my father. That is good.
It was too simple.
Yes. With a pen, he write a hills. Two hills.
Oh, two hills.
And are the terrace, the vines, the terrace. You see the terrace of the
Aha.
in the hills.
Okay. So during COVID, how did you live COVID? Like 2000, and you're a small winery, and I believe your wines are not sold in supermarkets. So I know the ones who had access to GDOs in Italy and elsewhere, they've actually done very, very well during COVID because people drank wine like crazy, right? That was 20. 21, I do believe the premium wines like yourself perform better than the year before. But how did COVID affect your commercial success? But also, how did you cope with COVID in general?
In 2020, changing completely the approach with the client, because I present the new vintage and the new project, for example, Amphora or Rosato. I present on internet, on Zoom or on internet. Is a different.
So you did online tasting with yours,
and after they order directly.
Aha.
Wine.
But that's international clients or Italian clients?
We start with this work for the Italian clients because we have a very more order for the private client, not restaurant.
From COVID,
And we start with Italy. After 2-3 months, the export importer, they call me and they think, oh, Elena, it's possible for you to explain the wine and the private client because they have the wine. But the day is very long because we start with a Zoom, with a diretta Instagram or in the morning, in 9 o'clock. And I finish in the night because in the USA is different times. Yes, and it's a very hard work, but strange, different, strange. But for me, it's very, very funny because for me it's possible to know the final client.
Right.
And usually this not is possible because they are in the other part of the world and
So how many visitors do you have? Like and how does it work? They go on your website and they reserve online. How long does the visit last? Because you have a very skinny, small structure. Who's organizing all the tours and the wine tasting and all of that stuff?
The tour start with a tour in the vineyard, after the new cellar and after the old cellar, and finish with the testing in the testing room. And during 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's possible to only with a reservation. Is important. Yes.
What are some of the big wines, more famous wines that you can think of to say, if you like that wine, you should try Aglianico del Vulture? I think Etna, they were very smart because they said, if you like Pinot Noir, from Burgundy, you should try Etna. I know they're different, but if you like that kind of style, then you should try.
I love Nebbiolo grapes.
Right.
And I love, for example, I'm best fan of Barolo, and my husband is best fan of Barbaresco, for example. And for the Aglianico and the Aglianico in Basilicata and in Campania, for me is more difficult to share because usually when I'm in the restaurant in Italy or I don't drink Aglianico, I don't drink my wine, I don't drink Aglianico del Vulture. When I'm in in the USA, in Canada, in the other part of the world, where is on the
wine list?
The wine in from Basilicata, I shared from always. And it's more difficult for me to have one model of Aglianico, because I work I work for the wine modern, but not modernist, and for me is most difficult to think Aglianico only for the tradition or traditional wine, because I think the Aglianico in the last 10 years increase in the production, and the medium quality is the high level. But I think probably this the population in the Basilicata and in Campania, they have they think more at the traditional methods. I think today is the moment to drink Aglianico del Vulture. Is Aglianico or Aglianico del Vulture is impossible to wait 20, 25 years before drink the wine. It's important to produce a wine in the modernist mood, but it's important to drink the wine. It's impossible today, I think. This is my personal opinion.
What would you recommend in terms of food with your different wines?
Yes, I think the Titolo Classic is better for the lamb, the bacala.
Bacala.
Yes. Here is most famous the bacala la carrettiera with a peperone crusco. The peperone crusco is a crunch pepper.
Okay.
And sweet pepper.
So not spicy.
Not spicy. No. We dressing under the sun these peppers in the August, and after in the winter we fry in the olive oil the sweet peppers, and these are like chips. Like a chips.
Okay. I'm a little surprised about bacala. I'm going to try that. Okay, that's a wrap. And that's Italian Wine Podcast on the road edition with Elena Fucci in Barile, not Barilla, in Basilicata. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining us on another installment of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Join her again next week for more interesting content in the Italian wine scene. You can also find us at ItalianWinePodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. You can also check out our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, to watch these interviews and the footage captured of each location. Chin chin! Hi guys, I'm Joy Livingston and I am the producer of the Italian Wine Podcast. Thank you for listening. We are the only wine podcast that has been doing a daily show since the pandemic began. This is a labor of love and we are committed to bringing you free content every day. Of course, this takes time and effort, not to mention the cost of equipment, production, and editing. We would be grateful for your donations, suggestions, requests, and ideas. For more information on how to get in touch, go to ItalianWinePodcast.com.